What's going on? Final video. Walk away. Walk away. Faith was most important. Then we have family. And here's another great area that goes unnoticed, especially in the black community. Freedoms. Freedoms. We always quick to point out what this country meant, especially for black Americans, when it comes to slavery and all these different things. And we still want something. We'll hold on to slavery, and the Democratic Party will do their fair share to remind us why we should hold on to it. Yet nobody wants to understand that. They want to stay upset and oppressed and feel victimized, and they want reparations for all these things. And come on, this is what our ancestors fought and died for. They didn't fight from freedom to go right back into an enslavement of another sort. They fought for freedom to have the ability to sit here and work and fight for their families and keep their families strong and all these things. But we've sat there and regressed and gone right back into a different form of slavery, and that's sitting here hating America and thinking what it's representing. We're also sitting here now. We're in a situation where everybody's racist. Everything is racist. Soap, lawn chairs, table fans, sticks of gum. Everything is now racist. Racist. And the thing I hate is the fact that you can call someone racist without even knowing them, but yet you go bloody fit if someone stereotyped you in any kind of way. But you will go straight for the jugular and be like, you're a racist. Oh, I'm not a racist. Well, no, you're a product of a white supremacy nation. What does that even make sense? What sense does that even make? You have already judged and categorized this person from north, south, east, and west, and you don't expect that person to respond? You don't expect that person to eventually be tired of being labeled a racist without even being known? And all these different things. But that's what the liberal progressive movement is all about. They're literally about name calling, hate your country, socialism, communism, everything that goes against what the U.S. stands for. And I love this country. I'm a black American here, and one thing I've always noticed, the indoctrination, I've come from the K through 12 public school system, never once did they sit there and speak on America in a patriotic view. It was always in a letter of, here's U.S. history, this is what happened, blah, 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 blah. But it was never in a way of saying, this is why you should love America. Never. Never. And I don't like that, because especially for me as a black man, I see, the only time I see patriotism from another black man is if that gentleman has either served this country in the military, or he served this country or his city or state in some form of police armed forces. That's the only time you'll see patriotism on a typical standard situation. I don't like that. Yes, this country has had its rocky starts, but it is the greatest country in the world. I challenge any of these folks that sit here and say socialism and all these other things are so great to just leave. Simple as that. If you do a GoFundMe for a one-way airfare, I will gladly support you. Go ahead and renounce your citizenship on that, and I will gladly make a recommendation for a immigrant that's going through this process correctly to take your citizenship. That's perfectly fine. Let them get a quick process. If they've shown that they are going through the process correctly, they're putting some blood, sweat, and tears into making it happen. If you leave, I vote that that person gets pushed up in the line and gets citizenship. Freedom. We have people on the left that will sit here and say your First Amendment right should be freedom from speech, and your Second Amendment right should be gone altogether. No, absolutely not. Do I agree with what a KKK member or a white nationalist or may say? No, I don't agree with. Does that person have the right to stand on that corner and say whatever they want without someone punching them, beating them up, or trying to silence them? They have that right and they have that freedom, and I will respect them to have that. I don't have to agree with what they say, but I respect their First Amendment right to say what they want in a public stand, in a public situation. That's all it is. Why are you so triggered? Why are you so upset what that person has to say? If they do not push any harm upon you, let them say what they want to say. We cannot become a society that sits there and says, oh, we have to push back on fascism, but then become fascists ourselves by sitting there and pushing back on the First Amendment freedoms. And the second, the right to bear arms is protection against a tyrannical government, and it shall not be infringed. What part of the Constitution are you missing on that? And people are coming for the Second Amendment all the time. It's a power grab, because they know if they take the weapons of those that will fight a tyrannical government, that only stops the agenda that they may have in place. Do I believe in a one world government? Do I believe in globalism? Do I believe that the freedoms of Americans through the Constitution should stay and shall not be infringed? Absolutely. So I'm walking away from those that will seek to make moves that hurt my freedoms. As a black American whose ancestors have fought and died for these freedoms of all people, I will stand and fight for those freedoms on their behalf. And I will stand side by side by all Americans to fight for those freedoms. And that is why I'm walking away. These freedoms are the people, for the people, and they shall not be touched or infringed, treaded upon, or anything. Walk away for your freedom.